Welcome back to 6-Minute Math, where we turn confusion into clarity 6 minutes at a time. Thank you for joining us today for our second of 4 videos explaining the exponent laws. 6 minutes is not a lot of time, so here we go. Our key points for today's exponent laws are to understand that when I am doing the power of a power, I'm going to multiply the exponents together. What does that look like in example? If I have the power of a to the power of m, and all of that has an exponent of n, I can simply keep my base and multiply my two exponents together. If I have a zero exponent, anything to the power of 0 is going to be equal to 1. And I will explain that a little more in depth later on. So let's see some examples here. I'm going to simplify and then evaluate 2 cubed squared. So I know that using my exponent law, I'm going to keep my base of 2, and I'm going to multiply my exponents together. 3 times 2 is 6. Then if I were to evaluate that, 2 to the power of 6 is 64. How about 3 squared all to the power of 4? Again, I'm going to keep my base of 3, and I'm going to multiply my exponents together. 2 times 4 is 8, and 3 to the power of 8 is equal to 6,561. Now, what if I were to simplify using variables? I would use my exponent law to understand that I'm always going to keep that base, and I'm going to multiply my exponents together. 4 times 5 is 20. Here I have y squared to the power of 9. Y is going to be my base, and I'm going to multiply 2 times 9 is 18. So let's look at anything to the power of 0 is equal to 1. Now, why does this work? Well, if I were to take two powers that are the same and divide them by each other, anything divided by itself is equal to 1. X to the 5 divided by x to the 5 is equal to 1. I also know that using my quotient law, explained in the first video of this series, that dividing powers with the same base, I can subtract, so 5 minus 5 is equal to 0. Using the transitive property, I can therefore say that x to the power of 0 is equal to 1. So using this in some examples, I would evaluate 42 to the power of 0. I know that anything to the power of 0 is going to equal 1. So much so that it doesn't matter what I have in brackets. I have 4x squared yz cubed, because all of that is the base of this exponent of 0. That would mean that that is also equal to 1. So much so that if I were to say anything to the power of 0 is equal to 1. Those are all the examples I have today for our Exponent Laws II video. Be sure to check out the rest of our videos in this series, which can be found on our channel. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at 6-Minute Math, and be sure to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment below for any topic you want to see me tackle in a future 6-minute episode. Always remember that the best way to get math is to practice math, so keep on practicing, and until next time, keep solving and evolving.